Welcome back, guys, to Fog Racing, and we are here with another live stream. We don't do many live streams on this channel, but you know what? I've got a bit of time in the day, so let's talk about, sadly, Eddie Jordan's demise and also the F1 2025 Chinese Grand Prix Sprint Quali. But let's kick off with Eddie Jordan, right? We haven't made a vid on it. I mean, it did happen, sadly, a few days ago, but he's truly a dying breed, right? I feel like it's cliche when people die, and it's like, oh, he was truly one of a kind. They don't make things like him anymore, you know, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, C, etc., etc. But they truly don't make team principals like Eddie Jordan anymore. I'll be honest, they don't. I mean, it's like you think of F1 at the past, right? You like Jordan, you think Eddie Jordan, you know, McLaren, Ron Dennis, Ferrari, John Todd, you know, like Ross Brawn, those sort of types in there. Like Sir Patrick Head and at Williams, and you know, Sir Jackie Stewart. I mean, I could go Peter Sauber, even a guy like that. It's like now team principals just seem to they kind of just fucking swap about, man. There's no like real identity anymore. Like, you know, if you think of like team principals these days, you think of like Toto Wolff and Christian Horner. Now, I'm not saying like Fred Vasseur sucks. I think Fred Vasseur's pretty old school, and I think Zach Bryan is pretty no bad. But you know, you look at other teams like, I mean, Sauber, like who runs Sauber? I couldn't tell you. Williams, I mean, what do you call him? Oh, I know who the Williams guy is. His name's just absolutely eluding me at this point in time. But point is, they don't make any like Eddie Jordan. I mean, Eddie Jordan, I mean, I'll always remember him on like whether it was as a pundit or a team principal. You know, like Spa 98, all the other races he won, 99 as well. Jordan, you know, plucky team, always kicking, pushing above their weight against the McLarens and Ferraris in a time where they were completely and utterly dominant. Obviously, you know, the latter years it kind of fell apart for Jordan. I mean, 2001 was the real last year that was like, ho, they are really up there. 2002 it fell away. I mean, 2003 had its moments. Obviously, you know, Brazil with Fisichella, Kimi. That was just an absolutely mental race that year. I mean, that's one of my favourite races of all time. Watching that in the DVD back in the day, ho, that was brilliant. But yeah, I've always enjoyed his punditry, and it's sad that he's died. You know, obviously passing away in, I believe it was Cape Town, South Africa. Not that it really matters what he passed away like, but I thought we may as well address Eddie Jordan. He deserves to be talked about, and yeah, always rated the guy. He was funny, and you know what? He didn't beat around the bush, and I like that about a pundit, man. Straight to the fucking point, like a Nico Rosberg, man. You watch Sky, Nico Rosberg, like fucking mate, you're shite, mate. Brilliant. So yeah, R.I.P. Eddie Jordan. So let's talk about sprint qualifying here. Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is the top man. Lewis Hamilton on pole position, leading from Max Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, Charles Leclerc, Russell, Norris, and Kimi Antonelli. Then you've got, you know, Albon, Shinoda, and who's 10th? Lance Stroll. And you know what? That's probably like the 10 you would expect, apart from Lance Stroll. I mean, you'd put Alonso in over Stroll, wouldn't you? But Albon and Shinoda definitely been the stars of the midfield. Like, yeah, I know Shinoda doesn't have anything to show for what happened in Australia, but I mean, he was pretty unlucky, folks, wasn't he? At the end of the day, he was pretty unlucky, was wee Shinoda, sadly for him. His team just hanging out to dry. There's nothing like a fee carb. There's nothing like a fee carb strategy where they just absolutely wing it, man. Crazy. They're a crazy team. Seriously crazy team. But yeah, we go, oh, how I like there. That's brilliant. That's what I like to see. Fog racing. We're floating about here. Our sprint reaction earlier also did very well, but I'm going to have a wee cheeky look here at the news to see if anything's happened. But basically, Lewis Hamilton says he's gobsmacked by Ferrari's speed in China after sprint pole. I mean, I think McLaren have slightly. I don't want to say they've fucking bottled it, right? Because I think using the term bottle is very extreme when it comes to this with McLaren. But it is mental. I mean, they're saying that the car's too difficult to drive and all this. I mean, what about Liam Lawson doing in P20, man? Absolutely crazy. So, Friday debrief, F1 unlocked. I can't even read that, which is pretty shite. But if I go I'll go on Sky Sports. We'll try and get a bit of news here. We've hit over at 2 likes. That's what I like to see. So, boom. Lewis Hamilton, gobsmacked. Brilliant. Lift off for Lewis. Yeah, I mean, you want to see Ferrari do well. And I think after the first race, it was like, oh, is this going to be McLaren versus Max? Which still would be good, by the way. But I mean, you want as many drivers in there as possible. I mean, I want the Mercedes in there. I want the Astons. I want the Alpines, the Williams. You name it, man. You name it. But Hamilton, very happy with that pole position. But I'm trying to find news about like race runs and things like that. But we can't quite find any. But the cars at this point are still learning an awful lot. So I'm going to type into Google here, race runs 2025. Let's see. I don't think there's actually any. I don't think there's any details about it, to be honest. But it'll be very interesting to see what happens. But Lewis Hamilton, man, great drive this morning. Leclerc will be a bit disappointed, but it's not all over. It's not all over for Leclerc. I think tomorrow's anyone's guess about who's going to win that sprint. I mean, I'd probably expect McLaren to win it, but here, China, it's not the easiest track to overtake, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, I actually like it. The straight is massive, right? But you do have to be like, you have to follow the car through the twisty bit to get down the back straight. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But obviously, our predictions was very McLaren heavy. So I think it's pretty much a good night in terms of that aspect. I don't see McLaren dominating this weekend. I mean, could they unlock something for qualifying tomorrow? Probably. But here, really looking forward to it, man. It's spiced up the weekend. Like the sprint I mean, I don't know if I'll get up at 3 a.m. tomorrow. I probably won't. I'll probably just I'll record it and watch it when I wake up alongside qualifying. That sounds like a good wee morning, doesn't it? But we'll see. Because I mean, in an ideal world, I don't mind getting up for qualifying, but I'm not going to watch qualifying where they talk about the fucking sprint and it spoils it. You know what I mean? So yeah, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be up at 3 o'clock, folks. Who knows? But that is where Fog Racing's side now. RIP Eddie Jordan. A wee bit more talk there about the F1. Leave your thoughts down below. But until next time, baby. Peace.